How many jobs have you been to when you woke up and went, I can't wait to go into work. I'm excited about going into work. I have asked, I don't know how many people that, and everybody goes, it's like, ding, they go, oh, wow, I've never thought about that. You're right. I've never had that happen in my life. And I go, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be here. I want to step up the rung. I got to get to that next step. But people are so closed-minded. They're stuck.
Hello, welcome to Inspired By, a podcast about creativity and creative people, where we have casual conversations with creatives to learn more about what they do, how they think, and what inspires them in their lives every day. I am very excited about this week's episode and who we are talking to today. This week, our guests will be content creative duo Sarah and James, better known in the social environment as Doug and Sassy. I am really excited to share their story with everybody, and they're just such an inspiring group. So very excited for everybody to hear more.
Yeah. But before we get to them, we start each episode with a creative brief. So we have some members of our Clementine creative team who bring a surprise to the table, and these two have a mischievous look on their face, so I'm not sure what today's surprise is. So today we're joined by Coral Davids.
Hello.
And Paula Buckner. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. What'd you bring us?
So today, Paula and I have a creative brief that really piqued our interest.
Oh boy. Bringing the puns right off the bat.
And I would say that we could do a drum roll to reveal it. However, I have another kind of drum that may provide a better hint.
Oh.
And if you can't guess who it might be, I have
another. Nice. I like the props.
Yes. So what are we thinking, folks?
I'm thinking
Hooters. Correct. You are correct. Glad you're abreast of the situation.
Yeah. Stole my line. Okay. So today's topic, as you said, is all about Hooters. This restaurant has decided to undergo a re-Hooterization, as the CEO calls it, which is really a de-Hooterization, as the brand is looking to become more family-friendly due to sagging sales.
So yeah, they've already tried this once in 2013. They actually redid their logo and had an example of that here. So they kept the name the same, but if you want to take a look at that, they kept the type the same and the O's the same, but just
those very important
O's, very, very important O's, very perky O's. Yeah. But they tried rebranding, but the owner he said it depressed him because most men said that their wife would kill them if they went to Hooters. So, they just are trying to make it more family friendly.
Yeah, they're introducing new ingredients. Essentially, they kind of saw that decline in sales back during COVID.
Yeah.
And just like less foot traffic. And so they realized we've got an outdated menu. Some of the Hooters staff has kind of taken to social media talking about their outfits. They tried to rebrand the shorts back a while ago and made them wedgie shorts, which again did not go over well. They're more thong type. Did not go over well.
Because nothing says family friendly.
Yeah, right. And there were also safety complaints about the actual uniforms.
Yeah. So it's been an ongoing process here, but we are at the point now that 40 locations have closed. And now they are $300 million in debt. And they are hoping that this rebrand and this family-friendly environment will bring more women in and more kids and get more business. So what do you guys think about this rebrand here?
Well, first off, I show of hands who's actually been to Hooters.
One time.
Okay.
You know I love my chicken
really
wings.
I know you love chicken wings. Okay, so then my next question is, one, do you think that it is family? Do you think it has the opportunity to actually remake itself into a family-friendly restaurant? And two, how are the wings in reality in comparison to other wings? Like, is that really what they do very well?
Yeah, I would say, what was that one restaurant that used to be around? It was like not O'Brien's or
Beef O'Brady's.
Beef O'Brady's. I think if they kind of took that angle, we might see some
Like
more,
a Bennigan's and
yeah, that may make it more family friendly because I mean, Beef O'Brady's, like I loved going there for, you know, the wings and the food. And I think if they took that kind of spin on it, but considering that, you know, they have decided that the staff can choose to wear their old attire. So they're not essentially stating like, this is our new uniform and
Right.
everybody has to wear it. It's kind of optional, which I think doesn't really help in terms of family friendly. Like if you're letting people
it's like a
choose.
smoking and non-smoking section. It all filters through to the
The
entire
booth
place
on this
anyway.
side is smoking. The booth on this side is non-smoking.
Yeah.
It's a
Like-
totally different experience.
Yeah.
Maybe if they separated the restaurant PG and like rated R.
Yeah.
Maybe that could help, but I don't know. I think it's interesting, and I definitely think, you know, women hold a lot of power when it comes to money and spending, and that just goes in general for stores, restaurants, purchasing power. So I think if they did make it family friendly, there could be some, you know, appeal there, and they may be able to double D profit. But
I mean, that's
Yeah, I
there
don't
are a
know.
lot of women out there that don't object to Hooters as it is.
Right.
And there are people who take their kids there. I mean, the lure of
It's a rite of
chicken wings
passage.
is as strong as you can see. To me, it's a really interesting question, though, because, you know, when you think about what makes a brand, you know, you think about like what is that core part of the identity that makes them different.
Right.
And like, I mean, what is Hooters really
And it's like,
about?
that's the appeal, though. You know,
You
they've
know.
been branded
So-
that way.
Yeah.
So it's like if they lose their one appeal, I won't say one appeal, but
And it feels like a lot of like, well, we're going to change some things, but not other things, or we'll let you decide if we change. So like, it's a little wishy-washy.
Right.
They either need
So
to
you
get on the
haven't really
boat or get off
changed
the boat.
that core tenet.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
either you need to change that foundation, or it's
Well-
just Hooters with longer short.
And you know they tried it with Hoots. They had a
Wings,
number
yeah.
of
I was gonna bring that
restaurants
up.
that were Hoots.
Yeah.
That were more of a fast food, order at the counter, wait for food and leave. And that was tied into the Hooters brand, but had nothing to do with the look and kind of
Right.
the overall what you think of as the brand
Yeah.
characteristics. So I don't know that went very well.
There's only 3 locations left.
So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it and if they're able to actually turn it around or if it needs to collapse into something that is not Hooters inspired
Yeah.
at all in order to make itself survive. And I guess that's the will Hooters be extinct or not? Right now it's endangered.
Yeah.
Hooters are endangered. Oh no.
so only time will tell. But it was very interesting to see their take on wanting to become family friendly and still, again, not being fully one way or the other. So, like you said, I think either need to fully dive into that and, you know, take that approach or stick to what you know best.
Do you think that there's an aspect as well of really owning, like you said, owning the brand and like, this is who we are, put your, you know, flag in the ground and
Yeah.
stake your claim to it. And, you know, if you want to come here, great. If you don't, fine. Or has social media and all of, you know, public persona and pop culture and all of that kind of, is it forcing brands to really change who they are at their core just to stay alive? And is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think just kind of looking at other, you know, brands like Victoria's Secret, right? They've kind of rebranded in a way to where it is more an all-inclusive brand, and you know, we see how their kind of profits are going there. And so, you know, even looking at Hooters competitors like Twin Peaks, you know, they put their flag in the ground and they're doing great.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, you know, is it a matter of trying to reintroduce like new menu items or new drinks, or you know, is it a change in outfits that still stake the claim of, you know, hey, we're Hooters, but is more easily digestible to a wider audience? You know, it would be interesting to see.
Will you
To me, like you either have to own the brand,
Yeah.
or you're a different brand.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you change all the things that were fundamental about Hooters, but then you're still like, hey, we're Hooters. You know, you're either you're in or you're out.
For the other restaurants too. I mean, they were founded in 1983, and it worked really well for 83. but-
Trailblazers.
Yeah.
as it were.
Yeah.
Well, that was really interesting. Thank you so much. Of
course.
Bringing Hooters to the table.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that? I'm not even sure.
Works for me.
Cool. Well, it looks like our guests have arrived for today. So give us just a minute to get them mic'd up, and we will be right back.
Thanks again for joining us on the Inspired by podcast. I am your host, Marissa Davis, and I am joined by co-host Jennifer Nilsson.
Hi.
And I am super excited to introduce our next guests. We have today with us creative, comedic duo, content creators on social media, better known as Doug the Unicorn and Sassy Blue Sister. I would love to introduce to our audience today. We have Sarah and James.
Yes.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Thanks
you
for
having
joining
me.
us.
And we will
very
do our
excited to
best
be
not to call you Doug and Sassy the whole time.
It's okay.
That's okay.
No guarantees.
Perfectly fine.
Can't promise anything.
Well, we're really excited to have you guys today. And as you know, our podcast is all about talking to creative individuals about what they do creatively, what inspires them, and kind of all of their creative pursuits along the way. So why don't you give everybody a little bit of background about you and tell us what Doug and Sassy is all about?
Should we talk about how we started?
Sure, because you started before I did. You were already on before I ever started.
Yes.
Because I thought TikTok was stupid.
And it is. Moving on. So I actually got on there as a joke. So I went to police academy with this one other girl who has like a very big personality, and she's like, "Let's make TikToks," and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that." And I ended up making one as a joke, and it ended up going viral. I'm like, TikTok's easy.
Well, because I thought TikTok was for children. I was like, that's for like teenagers and children.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of is.
And it wasn't even that. It was just like a transition video of me as a police officer, and people like transition videos. And so I went, okay, well, I made another video and another video. And they all, I think within my first 6 videos, had all done so well. And I'm like, oh, maybe there is something to this. So then I started talking to him.
But all your stuff was as a police officer,
Just
wasn't
police
it?
officer. It was
just police
like,
officer
cop
stuff.
It wasn't anything comedic. It just started as almost, I hate to say copycatting people, but I kind of didn't know what I was doing.
Like trending.
Yeah, trending stuff. And that
Yeah.
is something that we stay away from.
Well, and then you told me that I should get on it, and I was like, no, it's stupid. I'm not getting on TikTok because it was my daughter's 3rd or 4th birthday, and it was a unicorn theme party. So then I had on my tank top that I always see in the Doug and Sassy videos with my, well, that's when I got the shorts and then put on the boots, and then we're sitting there outside, and then that's when Sarah was like, well, you should make it, create a TikTok channel. I was like, I am not doing that. Well, she was like, yeah, she goes, you should order a unicorn mask and start making some stupid videos. And I was like, I am not doing it. I was like, that's the dumbest idea. And then I was like, well, I mean, I guess I could kind of have some fun with it, because back in the day, growing up, we used to do with the old pop the tape in
And
camera
I still
corner.
have it.
was
I actually
where we would
just
like pop around and do different stuff with camera work, and then I started, and it wasn't very good at first until I ran into a post, and then it went viral, broke my collarbone, and then it kind of blew up. That's where it kind of blew up from there for us. It was, well, you so more than me. You had already kind of started,
yeah.
and then once I ran into the post, then we both kind of.
And our very first TikTok was not even, you weren't Doug, you were just a unicorn. And I ended up in that skit putting a unicorn head on as well. We really didn't know what we were doing. It was just,
That's how TikTok usually
A couple
starts.
of unicorn heads in a dream.
Well, because my original name was Doug and Dad, because it was going to be Doug and
And the kids.
myself
Yeah.
and the
Right.
kids, and then
made him
Sarah
change his name.
Sarah was like, you need to change the name to something like, something about the unicorn, and I was like, okay, and then the first name that popped in my head was like Doug. She was like, you need something mystical and something like that, and I was like, no, it's Doug, because it's simple, it's stupid, and that's what he's going to be, and
and it's the most un-unicorn names ever,
Right.
Yes.
which
Right.
is why it's so great.
yes, and
It's the unicorn next door.
yes, it really is,
And
yes.
what he was talking about a minute ago, my brother, back when, Seth was 16, our older brother, had bought this camcorder. I mean, old school, but back then it was, state of the art.
Right.
With the little, tapes in there. And that's what started it.
State of the art.
Back then it was.
At the time.
And we were making
kind,
skits
rewind.
then. We were young teenagers, and that's really what started. And I just bought a battery for it, and it lives. And I have all the footage of when we were very young teenagers.
Oh, wow.
We were
That's
doing
amazing.
Forrest Gump skits. We were doing Star Wars
God, I
skits.
forgot about that.
And that, since then,
Oh, I told y'all my hands.
Your hands are fine.
Since then, we've really been making skits. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been doing it for a long time. And
Yeah.
he's always the ringleader. He's always the dumbest and brings all the comedy for us. So
So tell us about running into the post.
Yeah.
For those who are not familiar with the backstory.
So that actually, the whole video. So normally we have a list of what we're going to do. So we have skits written out and skits, whatever. So we have a lot of them, and they're very detailed. So we know, okay, hey, today this one's an easy one, this one's a hard one, whatever. Well, she came over and she was like, hey, let's do a video, blah, blah, blah. I went, I don't have any ideas. I said, I literally don't. I said, this is before we started writing them down.
Yeah.
And then she goes, well, I don't have one either. Off the top of my head, I said, I got an idea. I said, we'll do it. We'll do the video where Doug snaps his hand like that and there's marshmallows in your mouth. I said, well, I have all kinds of marshmallows, so they'll get bigger and bigger. That's great. I said, and then and then the very last one's the big one. So I said, throw it in your face and I'll take off running and you just chase me. And it was, so in the video, there's
You're in a backyard.
Yes, I'm in a backyard. I have to realize I'm explaining to people. I'm like, here I am. Here's one post, there's the other one. So there's two posts. I'm in my backyard. There's two posts that for the stairs that go up to my deck. I'm supposed to run, after I throw the marshmallows in her face, I'm supposed to run around the outside post. When I took off running, I was looking through the wrong nostril hole. And I was looking at this post, thinking it was the outside post. So I took off full sprint as fast as I could. And thankfully, I missed the corner. It's a 6x6 post and hit it square. I bounced. It's the only time I've ever bounced in my life. When I hit, it happened so fast. I was stunned. I'm on the ground. And it hit me on my left side of my head, all the way down my collarbone, because I have a mark that went all the way down. And I instantly thought I was having a heart attack because I hit so hard. Well,
and you said you couldn't see.
and
I didn't understand. He was saying, Sarah, I couldn't see through the mask.
She was like, I can't see. She was like,
couldn't see at
you can't see? Do I need to call an ambulance? Like, no, I didn't see. He was looking through the wrong nostril hole. And then she goes, we need to go to the hospital, blah, 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 because she thought I might have had a concussion. Well, you called somebody that said we needed to go.
And your goose egg
I had
was
a massive, it was literally like the size of an egg. Well, we get inside, we're about to go, and we forgot to film one scene, and people picked up in it in the video. I said, I've got a huge gash on my collarbone where I broke it and everything. I went, we didn't film that scene of me snapping my finger. She goes, we got to go to the hospital. I was like, nope. Put my shirt back on, put my mask back on.
Commitment.
We go outside, and I put the golf club over my shoulder, and I go like that. Snap my finger for the marshmallows.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I was like, okay, let's go to the hospital. Went there, she put the video together while we were in the waiting room.
And it went viral.
It
while
went
we sat
viral while we were sitting there.
So it all comes down to a nostril that
Yes.
A malfunctioning unicorn
Yes.
nostril.
all of your celebrity you can blame on a nostril.
I had months of PTSD running in my mask. I was
geez.
terrified to running with, now I'm good now, but I was very scared for a while to run at all because of that.
I mean, if you've seen our content, it's a lot of running and tackling.
Yes.
But because of that, it got 12.8 million views on it from that. So that's what shot Doug up. That's what
through.
Yes. So that's where Doug went famous.
Doug became famous.
Yes. So yes.
So talk a little bit about, and I don't think we touched on this earlier, but you are part of the first responder community, and a lot of what you do is based on connecting people to that first responder community and how, shining a light on mental health and wellness. So talk a little bit about that and how that kind of connects with everything that you guys do.
Yeah, so a lot of my skits are with Doug, but I do have some split where it is cop humor. And it's based towards cops for them to understand. And so I've done skits, and James, we both say this for each other, he is my number one person that I care about when I make a skit. Especially if I've written it, it's my script, I film it, and if it's just me acting in it, I want his opinion. And so sometimes there have been times where I've done cop skits that are cop humor.
Do you approve? Like, because the same with her, I was like, do you approve of this video that I just made? Because if you don't think so, then I'm like, oh, God.
And I've done some cop ones, and James will watch it and he'll say, oh, Sarah, that wasn't funny. I didn't laugh at all. And then I get all up in my head and I'm like, well, I'm going to post it anyways. Well, then the cops understand the humor, and then I've had some.
Because I don't get the humor.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a cop.
A good explanation for why I do some of that content is because an easy way to see it is if you call 911, it's the worst day of your life. Whether it's a car accident that was a minor fender bender or your family member died, that is your biggest moment of the day for you.
Right.
Right? So I can respond to that, but I have to move on to the next call. So you've had one thing and your day is wrecked. Well, I had to go to 15 of the worst days for people.
Yeah.
Okay, and then tomorrow it might be 20. So at the end of the day, police officers have to take all of that home, and it compounds over and over and over again. So to put it into perspective, the average adult, they have 4 traumatic events for their entire lives.
Oh, wow.
So you're talking about the death of someone, a car accident, something along those lines. 4 for your whole adult life. For police officers, we average 700 a year because we're having that secondhand trauma of what we're seeing. And so that is one of my main things about my social media, is that I want to bring a little bit of light back, because a lot of us struggle quietly and in the dark.
Yeah.
Because we don't say, hey, I'm not okay. You're never going to hear a police officer say, hey, I'm not okay. And that's what I'm trying to change. And it takes a lot, because we don't say that, because then they say, oh, you're not fit for duty. Hand me over your weapon. Well, now you can't pay the bills for your family. So I'm trying to shine that light that we talk about. I'm trying to shine light on that and say, hey, it's okay not to be okay. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's something, even when we're just on TikTok Live, we do talk about stuff. And it's amazing. I've had police officers be affected and say, hey, your videos got me through this. And I've, the few that we've affected, even if it's less than 10, we did our job. Even if it's just one person and I made you be okay, then I did my job. My social media did what it did.
Well, and a lot of times, like what we do, and we didn't really realize it at first, is when we were making videos. I mean, if you think about it, say you have a bad day at work, and then you go home, you're on TikTok, and you're kind of scrolling. Well, you watch a video, and it makes you laugh. You forget about everything for 30, 45 seconds, and you enjoy that. Just that little bit can make a big difference. And we've had people that have told, you can make videos, you don't really think about it. Like we just do stupid stuff all the time. But then you don't realize people that you're impacting, because we'll have people message us on social media and they'll go, y'all have no idea how much I enjoy y'all's content. It makes me forget about the day for just a little bit. You brought me a laugh today. And then that's where it goes, okay, well, we mean a little bit more than what we think. Like, we're just, I'm a unicorn with a rubber mask on my head running around with Daisy Dukes and cowboy boots. She's that sounded nice, didn't it? That sounded good. But then, she's dressed up as a fake cop, and,
kind of
she's
a
real
ditzy dumb cop.
Yeah, it's all her stuff that she does is stupid, but you don't realize what a video can do for somebody. Once we started getting stuff like that, we're going, well, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You're doing more than what you realize. So that's a cool aspect
One
of
of
it.
the coolest things we had was a little boy who they had gone on one of our lives, and he had won a sticker. And he literally waited. His mom told me he's been waiting by the mailbox every day when the mail comes in. And I'm like, wow, are we affecting people that much? It's a small thing, but to me that means a lot.
Well, and I would add to that, I know that you initially started with the first responder, like wanting to reach out to the first responder community specifically, and I understand all of that impact, but it's not just them that you're impacting, right? You have an impact on anybody, because everybody has those days. I mean, I had a couple last week that, impact you to that extent where it's like you end up, this is all you think about, and you can't get, you're kind of stuck in this moment.
And you want to punch somebody in the face.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know how I feel.
Yes.
But it's great to be able to take kind of a break from that and see something that takes you out of that moment.
Yep.
And makes you realize that, like, not everything has to be this hard, or not everything has to be this heavy. So you do have an impact on people outside of just that community, as well as, that's one thing that I've noticed talking with a bunch of creative people, is that I don't think that they always recognize the impact that they do have, because a lot of times, depending on what you do, you're doing it partially for yourselves. You're in your own space.
course.
In the same way that you guys do things behind a screen and you're filming it and then you post it later, you're not in the moment directly communicating with somebody, you know, on the other side of that screen. And because of that, like, you have to plan things in advance, and all of your direct, I guess, impact that you have directly on it gets pushed to a later time where other people see it. So you're kind of disconnected from the moment that they're impacted by
Yes.
what you did. And I think I hear that from a lot of creative people. They don't even think about how they really connect. So
Well, and about it living on out
Yeah.
there, you know, especially on social media and on the internet. It's out there forever. I'm sure people are still watching you run into that pole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, all the time. And I have people go, like, if there's something that resembles it, I get tagged in videos with posts and stuff all the time. They're like, I still go back and watch that video just to get a laugh. So yeah.
But it's great if you can string together all those little pieces of light, you know, it ends up making a big difference.
Yeah, it's cool.
And one of the ways we do try to connect at the same time live
Yeah.
is doing our TikTok lives. And we do love doing giveaways. And it was funny, I had one of our most loyal followers recently, who's won a couple of things. He messaged and he said, hey, when are y'all doing your next live? And we always give away free stuff. So I'm thinking that's what this is about. I'm like, oh yeah, man, it's going to be in a couple of weeks. And oh no, before I said that, sorry, that was a different time. He had messaged me and I said, hey, like, it's going to be a little bit. I don't have any stuff to give away. Just got to give me a little bit of time. And he said, I don't care about what you're giving away. Just go live. I'm not wanting anything. I just want y'all to go live. And I think that's about that connection.
Yeah.
That's sometimes like what you were just saying. That's what we don't understand because, like you said, our videos are after the fact. We're not in the moment. And so I didn't realize our followers actually wanted to be in the moment with
Yeah,
us.
so you didn't tell me that, didn't Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because that direct connection where you ask somebody a question,
And we
they'll ask a question, you answer it. Well, you feel direct because I mean I've been on live before where you know you put something and you're like, oh, they read what I put out and they answered it. So yeah, you do feel. You know, I actually haven't really thought about that until you said that. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Haven't really thought about it like that. I feel so special right now.
Over there.
I might start crying.
unicorn tears.
Yes, happy tears.
Tell us a little bit about how you guys, you know, you are siblings, and obviously you've done this since you were kids, which I think is really cool. So do you come up with the skits kind of organically? Would you say that they're naturally born? Is it, you know, when you started out and you were kind of doing trend stuff, are you still doing trend stuff now?
No, we don't.
Everything's original.
No, we don't touch trends. Well, I would say there's slight little things that maybe we kind of dabble in. I don't know.
Homage.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
James, don't even say that if that's not true.
Well, I was trying to think of something that I did, but it was kind of, well, like doesn't even matter. Anyways, most of our stuff is, and when we film, there's no two people that will disagree on something that how it should be done because she thinks her way is right and I think my way is right. But we work really good on getting to the end result. But I'm getting away. The organically, yes, because we don't want. You go to social media, everybody does the same thing.
Right.
Oh, you do a little dance, we do a dance, we do it, and it's whoever's goes.
I'm doing your finger. You're doing ASMR.
But say everybody's the same thing, or if you see one person, they do one thing, they have a shtick, and that's the only thing that they do over and over and over, and it changes a little bit, and you're like, well, you follow them, and then you see 5 of their videos, and you go, I'm bored with you.
Right.
Like you really are, and that's why our stuff that we do is we try and make it. It's all original. All of it comes from, like, I'm not copying somebody else that's wearing a mask doing something. Like, it's all, and stuff can come from just, I'll see something on a shelf and I'll go, a whole video will come from just one little item.
Right. Yes.
And then we pitch ideas to each other constantly.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Sarah's really good at starting a video. She can't figure out how to finish it. She's like, I just don't know how to finish it.
It happens every time where I can always come up with this fantastic beginning, and then I'm like, well, James, I don't know how it ends.
And
Like,
then
how does this, where does this go?
while she's telling me the video,
You'll
I'm
say,
like, I got it. I've got it figured out.
So really, our best skits are our combo skits,
Yes.
because that's normally how a lot of them go. And but then sometimes, like your talkie finger one we haven't filmed yet.
Oh, yes. Talkie finger. What is that?
The skit we haven't filmed. So now, y'all, we have some very legendary skits that have been living in my phone for probably 2 years that we haven't had time to film yet.
Sure.
Right? It happens. So this one I've been wanting to film for a while, and that one I can see every shot in my head. We always do multiple angles. So for that one, that was all me. And I'll say, James, I want this angle, and the next shot is this angle, and this is how I want it done. Which even on that, you were like, whoa, but then I want the camera in the talkie bag. And I'm like, yeah, that's so smart.
Well, because there's certain
together.
well, we are, but then there's certain videos where you know what the video is. You can. It's really cool when you come up with the idea. You can see. I can see every angle. Like I know exactly what I want. Because once I start going, it's like directing. I'm like, nope,
Right.
redo it. Nope, you here. I want you standing like this, and you bring that idea to life. It's really fun and really cool to. This is my idea. This is what I see. You film it, which is the most fun, is filming
The
it.
worst actor.
Oh,
James hates me when he's directing. He gets in his directing mode.
I'm very
and I'm just,
frustrated.
Oh.
Giving you notes, all the notes.
He nails his shots every time. I'll be like, James, this is a line. And he'll nail it. And then I'll do it, and I'm just like, flat.
You know. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's like the very first one we did where you come in and it's like.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's like
Don't go back
I
to
think it's the
kids.
first. Was it the very first one to open the
go,
door? And she's like,
Hello,
"Hello,
I'm looking for a
I'm Officer Sassy." You're like, "Wow, you're good. You've come a long way."
Start somewhere, you know? I mean, even Jennifer Aniston had to start with Leprechaun or whatever. I don't know that she was the best actress in that movie, but look at her now.
Well,
We will say that as many guest people
I feel like I keep leaning over to make sure I'm in the camera. I'm like,
But filming is way harder than what people think.
Yeah.
oh, yes.
It appears very easy to be comedic on film, and everyone they'll actually act very natural. Like right now, people act natural. My brother, for example, our older brother.
Oh God, he's terrible. He's just as bad.
No, he is hilarious off camera. So this is what we'll do. Seth, here's the script. Here's what we're doing. Okay, and I'll film him, and it'll just be deadpan. And then we're like, oh gosh, and I'll have turned it off, and he will rip a line that's hilarious.
We're like,
Like when that device turns on, everything straightens out.
Right.
well, people don't understand that. People will sit there and. So they see a video and they don't realize everything that goes into it. Because I film stuff with some of my
yeah.
buddies and they'll go, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, because you film one little section and they just see a whole production put together.
right.
Yeah.
But it's like, we'll have people that will, because the very first time I ever got behind the camera, I was nervous.
I don't know what to do with
Well, you're right. But say, you put other people, friends behind the camera and they think, oh yeah. And then as soon as you turn it on, they're like,
You're dead.
what do I do? Like it's actually pretty funny to watch people kind of drown, and you're like, I know what that's like.
Now you
but
get it.
then we're behind the camera so much now that we're so used to it, we don't really think about it. I mean,
Yeah, because that one girl, she was making fun of me that we let her guest star, and then I was struggling on my lines. And the second she was like, talking behind the lines, and the second James turned the camera on, she couldn't even talk.
it was glorious.
I was like in the background, like, because they don't know they haven't done it.
Yes.
People do underestimate what it really takes to come up with even 30 seconds of video.
Yes.
It's a
Well,
lot of production. So you guys are in front of the camera and you're behind the camera, you're filming. Do you have other pairs of hands that are helping you?
a lot of times, there's so many times I get my kids to do it. I'll be like,
wow.
just, hey, I need you to, because they'll argue, I want to be the cameraman. So yeah, that and just, there's a lot that goes into it if you want to put out original stuff.
Right.
Like if you want to be like everybody else, all you need is a little tripod and turn it on, do your little dance and put the music on and you're good.
Yeah.
But if you want to put out original stuff, y'all know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all y'all do is original stuff. Y'all know what it's like. Ours is.
But asterisk, let's tell them on all of the ones that we have multiple camera angles and skits.
If y'all need us to shut up and move to the next one, because Sarah and I'll just be like,
No, I want to talk about this one. So the thing is, the ones that we really, really love, pour our hearts into, do
God.
all the camera angles.
yes.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that one that just breaks my heart so much. online. Just nobody loves it. But James will say, "Hey, sir, let's do this," and it'll be a 10-second thing, one camera angle. It's stupid and trash, and it'll blow up. And
Yes.
we don't understand. And we even have had the discussions. Do we need to bring down the quality of our content?
Right.
Which is a bad question to ask.
Yes.
We have actually had serious conversations. Of, well, should we just be like everybody else and just do it terrible? That's not the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
We have circled that drain before, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah, because you always have to stick to yourself, because so many people will do, like with TikTok, they want you to switch to the beta program, where you have to go over a minute if you want to make. So I used to make a little bit of money on it, but my content is 45 seconds. Well, it's like, well, now we want you to go over a minute. Do what we want you to do. Sorry, I'm not going to change what I do.
Right.
I'm going to stick true to myself.
Yeah.
And so many people as influencers and stuff, they do what everybody else wants them to do, or they do what their TikTok wants them to do.
Chasing that algorithm.
Chasing the algorithm, and it's like, we're not going to do that. If I get 4 views on it, that's all I'm going to get on it, but it's going to be my content that I want to make.
And you feel good about it.
Yes, because otherwise we've done that a little bit, and your content's like, that's not me.
Yeah.
That's not my.
We noticed, like, right when that changed, I don't even actually get on TikTok anymore. I cannot get on it. We really are trying to push for YouTube, so I don't even get on there to do doomsday scrolling. But we noticed that when that change happened, all of a sudden everyone's like, bleh, 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 into their camera. Shut up, because I know what you're doing.
Right.
You're trying to hit over your minute, so you're filling the first 45 seconds with trash.
Right.
So they're doing what TikTok's telling them.
Yep.
And we refuse to do that. We're going to
Yes.
stay true to ourselves. We're not going to
Quantity
do
rather than
trash.
quality.
Yes.
Well, and we talk a lot about authenticity and, being genuine to who you are. And I think this is another, proof of concept that when you do that, at least you leave like feeling like this is who I am and sticking to your own personal brand as opposed to playing what everybody else is doing. And eventually,
Not famous and we're not getting paid.
We put all this work into it and get nothing back out of it.
We're trying.
that's the life of a creative, right?
It is, you just got to keep on keeping on. That's the thing with it.
So, talk a little bit about kind of when you do have, obviously you get a lot of positive comments all the time and things like that.
What are you talking about?
I do.
I don't.
I get positive comments.
Yeah. What happens? Obviously, that makes you feel good. But what happens when the opposite result is what you get?
That's all I get. Actually, hate makes stuff go viral.
It does.
So
it really does.
I've actually put mistakes in my videos on purpose before because people love to tell you you're stupid. You made a mistake. So I've actually done that on purpose. So people say, ha 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 ha, you did that wrong. I'm like, oh, thank you. You fell for my trap.
Well, but she will, when people put certain comments, because you're so,
get triggered.
she gets triggered
Take it
and she's like, and like for me, I turn it into a whimsical.
You'll spend 2 days going back and forth with people. He will.
They'll be all
You troll
hot.
them.
They'll be all hot. Yes, I troll them and it's glorious. Like I will make sure that they're so upset. But I'm not. You could tell in my stuff, I'm not upset. Like, I'm just like, oh yeah, no.
Kill them with kindness.
Yes,
And that makes them even angrier.
it makes them wildly mad, and I love it. It's so exciting. But she does get. You, for whatever, get a lot of hate. It gets on the wrong side of TikTok, and then everybody that hates cops.
So I have many filtered words
Yeah.
to help with that. So
But
it doesn't work.
some of your most viral videos are the ones
Are just
that
all hatred.
that hate. Push it.
Right.
And on YouTube, we can't get anybody to say boo on there. They're all dead. Like,
It is-
nobody will comment.
It is a different animal.
Well, it's like you were saying when you have things that you like really sink your heart into, and then it goes out there and you don't get the comments back, or you don't. I mean, like that's got to be
painful.
hard.
Our Wild West one is, in my opinion, the best skit we have ever done. I was
Everybody go
this
watch
is
it
gonna
now.
Everybody go
blow
find it.
up. I told you, I said, James, it's going to blow up. You wrote that skit.
I did. I came up with that skit.
To this day, it's my favorite.
I was quite proud of that one.
Oh, it got like 1,000 views.
Mine went good. Mine, I wouldn't say viral. I don't remember how many views got, but it was a very good one. On that one, I knew exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yes, it was.
Blink, blink, blink.
That's the part that sucks, though. It's like what you said is the ones that you come up with the idea and you're actually passionate about. Like you're like, yes, this is good content, and then it goes
Every time.
every time.
So you just have to stay true to what you want to put out in the world.
Yeah, you just
Then
kind
you
of
can't
Don't pay
control what
attention
happens
to the
once
other.
it's
just
out
have to kind of swallow that sorrow and just keep on moving. Yeah, you shove it down deep and you just keep on filming.
Well, you guys have done enough quality work that you've been recognized by some other organizations for your content. Talk a little bit about that.
Not me. They haven't recognized me. That must be you, not me.
You were invited to an.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Well, I was invited, but I ended up not getting a ticket. But we were recognized, or I was recognized. Gosh, it was out in Las Vegas, but it ended up going to a voting thing, and I actually made it through like the first or second round.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I didn't earn my tickets because there's so many other content creators who are bigger than me. But I will say,
Their content.
yeah, let's talk about it. I am not going to name names or even give more information what I'm about to, because then we'll know who I'm talking about.
Let's keep it in a positive space, right? It's a positive environment.
You are not talented if you stitch a video and you sit there and the viral video is next to you and you're just sitting there. Why do you have any followers? That is not talent, because anybody can sit
Okay,
there.
let's not get upset. They can see you starting to... I can see it.
Because we're very talented and our light is growing and it's not shining all the way yet. But what we always talk about is we just have to get out there. It's so hard to get out there, but once we do, we're wanting to impact so many people, because for Doug the Unicorn, he can impact children. And we're actually leaning into that on YouTube for children's content.
Great.
So we are widening our fan base.
Yeah, talk a little bit about kind of your future aspirations. What is your highest achievement in your head? Once you get here, you'll say that's success, or yes, we've made it, or
I feel like if you get to that point, then you will lose your sense of drive and passion and creativity if you ever get to a point where you're like, oh, I've made it.
satisfied.
Like if you're satisfied, well, then you kind of don't have anything left to strive for. So I hope I don't ever get to that point. But I guess
where is it right now? I mean, I think there's an aspect of placing it where you want to get right
for
now.
My mortgage.
You know,
YouTube pays for my mortgage. I'm like, yeah.
putting that in, I will go. Feeling that I made it, getting monetized on YouTube and starting to make a little bit of money off of that, I would be like, oh yeah. If I made $50 a month, I'd be like, yeah, I done made it. Like, I would be excited because, it's like you said a minute ago. It's like, oh, well, y'all, I can't remember, you said something like, oh, y'all made it, y'all are successful or whatever. I'm like, well, I haven't done anything yet. But our thing is that what we've talked about so much is, because YouTube, you can make some serious money on YouTube. The quality of what we could we could do a lot more, because I don't have to work I'm a respiratory therapist. I work 3 days a week. I feel like I'm always at the hospital. You're working all the time. But one of the things that we would love to do, and see so many people do this, it would be fun to make money where we could randomly give it to people that you can be in the store and see somebody that that needs money. Just to walk up and bless that person and be like, hey, here's $100, and just keep on walking.
Right.
But so many people do, oh, let me film myself. Oh, here you go. Here's some money. It would be fun to just have that money. If you had $1,000 and you randomly hand out $100 through people that you can tell that need it.
Sure.
Like that would be a lot of fun to get to that point. I feel like I would be like, I'm successful now because.
Yes. When we can bless others, we call it quietly blessing. That's what one of our big goals is. Because, like you said, everybody is like, look at me, do you see me giving this money?
Right.
That's not what we want. We want to be able to bless people who are loyal followers, or James and I talk about when we're like, oh, we saw this person today, this single mom that was at Walmart, I wish I could give her money. We'll have these conversations and say, okay, this is something we're working towards. We want to be able to quietly bless and continue on our way and bless as many people as we can in our lives. So I feel like you just said, when we get to that point and we're like, hey, we have enough extra money to go bless this person and this person, go on our lives and say, hey, $1,000 to you, $500 you, we're gonna do a $500 Visa card. I feel like we'll have made it.
And then also go to Hawaii and go scuba diving.
The thing is, our jobs really get in the way.
Yeah.
As a creator,
Yes.
And it's like, at what point can you swap seas? You know,
Yeah.
you have these goals in your mind, but that's our main problem, James and I have, because not only is it just one person's schedule, and I have obviously over a 40-hour work week all the time. We have to do both of our schedules. His is out of town, so it's super, super hard for us to get together. That gets in our way. That gets in the way of our success. But at the end of the day, everything we're saying is excuses.
It is.
And that's
It
what
always
we're
is.
trying to get around.
It is. It's always an excuse to go, oh, well, I'm tired. I don't feel like... It's like, okay, I'm tired, but I'll sit down and watch TV for 2 or 3 hours. Well, what? I could have done something productive in that time, but I didn't. I chose to not do that because I'm tired. Okay, well, you know what? While I'm tired doing that, somebody else is out there filming.
Right.
And I'm not.
Right.
And that's where you have to... Well, what was it, the quote that you sent me earlier? In 6 months, you could be...
You can either have 6 months of excuses or 6 months of success.
Progress.
Progress, yes.
Progress.
And what I just told him, I love watching inspirational YouTubes all the time.
Yeah.
It keeps us motivated. And there was this one where this guy, just what you were saying, he said, I didn't have enough time for my YouTube. And he said, I started calculating how much time I scroll on my phone. I watch TV at night because I like watching TV at night.
Yeah.
When he calculated it and he said, okay, I'm taking this away and I'm going to use this creative time after my 8 hours, he found 32 extra hours in his work week.
Wow.
Aside from the
Yeah,
40 hours
right.
he's done.
Right.
32. So think about it. If you do 2 to 3 hours a night and you multiply that, you're looking at a lot of time. A
Yeah.
lot of time that you're spent watching your phone. And what's so funny, I know the irony when I'm saying this. So we need people to watch our content.
Everybody else to watch.
So everybody put the phone down and get back to what you want to be doing.
Y'all just go watch what we post.
Yeah, I think there's that's that entrepreneurial spirit, and I think a lot of people come to a passion project or something that they're working on that they really want to achieve, and they have to put in the work, right? It all comes down to, like, if you really want this, it's nobody's going to give it to you.
No, they won't.
Nobody's going to say, hey, have the day off. Why don't you work on what you need to be working on outside of your job, and we'll go ahead and pay you for it anyway. You have to make that time for yourself, and you have to carve it out, whether it's carving it out of family time or carving it out of fun time or carving it out of TV time. Like, that's all about what are you willing to put in for it, and what do you think your return will be. And I experienced that a lot too, because, you know, a lot of creative people, it's not their one full-time gig. It's a side gig, or it's a passion project, or it's something that, you know, I'm not able to spend 40 hours a week working on this. And if I were, what would I be able to achieve out of that? So I think a lot of it's about kind of putting your focus on what you could potentially get to and trying to find that balance.
Well, and that's what we've talked about. It's like, you have to almost treat it, you can say, oh, well, it's my side gig or whatever. It's if you want to actually be successful in it, you need to treat it like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Wait, I got to pull out your quote. James sent me this quote.
I don't even know what quote I've sent. I'm scared now. Oh, snap.
Because, and I have a to-do list in my phone because I forget things. And so James sent this to me a text message, and I went, oh my gosh. And so I put it at the top of my to-do list every day so that it was in front of my face every day. Because like you said, you have to carve
Oh,
out
I know
that
what you're
time.
saying. This actually was off the top of my head.
I know.
Oh, it's an original quote.
This is like my content. It is original.
So y'all get ready. James texted me, I will work my temporary full-time job as my side hustle in order to fuel my full-time YouTube job. And when he said that to me, I went, whoa, it changed my brain. Because I can sit here and say, man, my job is getting in the way of what
'Cause
I want to do.
Because that's what I was doing. I'm traveling, going to a hospital, and I'm going, oh, I have to work. But I'm going, well, I took a travel job to make a lot more money
Right.
in order to be able to fund that. And that's one of the reasons I took it. I go, okay, this is temporary. This sucks. It's not what I want to do. I want to be able to do more, and I'll just have to look at it as temporary, which changed my mind.
Yeah.
And what, I know you're going to keep moving, but I see, I went to school. I went back to school, so I was out of work for 2 years. So I'm not working. When I went back to work it blew my mind how stuck everybody is. You look and see, and it's pretty wild.
Misery on their faces.
Well, it is, because I was walking into work. I had my backpack on. I'm going into work. And I looked around. We're all filing in. Everybody looks miserable. But that's where everybody stops. I went to school for 2 years. So, and I've had people say this. They went, well, you went to school for 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So you always, people in their life, they'll do this and they get here and then they're satisfied
Plateau.
with that. And they're okay with somebody saying, you can't be off for Christmas. You have to work Thanksgiving. You won't be home for Halloween with your kids, which last year I was gone. I wasn't with my kids at Halloween. I get tired of people telling me what to do, but people, they went, well, I spent the money and the time. This is where I am. I'm not okay with that.
Right.
And if you talk to anybody, with the one thing I ask people to go, because this is from the book, go, how many jobs have you been to when you woke up and went, I can't wait to go into work? I'm excited about going into work. I have asked, I don't know how many people that, and everybody goes, it's like, ding, they go, oh, wow, I've never thought about that. You're right. I've never had that happen in my life. And I go, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be here. I want to step up the rung. I got to get to that next step. But people are so closed-minded. They're stuck. They're like, well, this is where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And they don't grow, and they're scared to.
Yes. And there's a leap of faith that has to happen at some point in time whenever you go into something that is uncharted territory. It's not a typical path that people follow. You know, it's like you've got these couple of funnels and you can go here, here, and here. You go to school, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, and there you go. You put money in your 401k or your IRA and then like live your life, have kids, do whatever, and then you're done. And a lot of people are very satisfied with
They're
that.
okay with
but
that.
there are a lot of people that aren't. And I think that's a very important part of this is like you have to push yourself off of that ledge and take that leap of faith in yourself.
Take that risk.
Yeah.
Because that
It
was...
is a huge risk.
It is. It's like one of the biggest things we had to do, getting a website with y'all.
Yeah.
That was scary. It was like, God, that's a lot of money. Well, you know, are we gonna get successful? But you have to think bigger than what you are, and if you don't, you'll always stay right there.
Yeah.
You'll never get to where you want to be because you're always scared. It's here lately, it's been really big on that, and I'm like, let's go, because I'm tired of being told what to do, you know? I don't like being told what to do. So it's like, I want to get to that point.
Yeah.
So that's...
And we motivate each other. Sometimes I'll text him and I'll say, James, I'm going to try not to quit my job today. But going back to passion, when you were saying, you asked everybody, you know, are you passionate? And their answer was like, oh, no, it's not. For us, it is our passion. When we film, it's amazing.
We love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
He makes me laugh more than anyone else in this world. And so I love being around him because you can do that. And when we're together, that's all we're doing. And his children are involved. They always like, can I please be in the dog video?
Always. Can I be in the vlog video?
Yeah. And so like, to me, that's living.
Yeah.
To be in the moment and make memories. That's why I do have my secondary YouTube channel of Sassy Blue Travels, and that one kind of opens it up a little bit more for me instead of just being Sassy as a cop and I'm in this little tiny
You're
box.
in a very small box.
Yeah.
I can be Sarah,
Yeah.
and I can do adventures.
Yeah.
And so I don't really want to talk about this for super long, but I did have a near-death experience 4 years ago. So that changed my life for me, because when I asked myself, did I make enough memories? The answer was no. And I don't think people ask themselves that question.
Yeah.
Because guess what we're doing every day? We go to work.
Right.
And we waste that 8 hours every day and we're not living. And so you go on vacation and what happens? You feel better, you sleep better. Every day it's such a blessing. Guess what? You only have that for 7 days and you go back to work. It blows my mind. So James and I can see our future. From the very beginning, if you look at my necklace, it's probably backwards. This is a mustard seed in here.
Okay.
This is from the Bible with the faith of mustard seed can move mountains. And so I've always had that faith because I know it sounds kind of douchey, but to say, I know we're destined for greatness, but I have always believed in it. I know when he started his YouTube channel, I said, James, you're going to take over YouTube. You're going to be the top YouTuber. And so we're just,
I won't ever beat Mr. Beast. Dang it.
well, we're just trying to get there. We're working on it.
Talk just briefly about kind of what advice you would give to other aspiring creators.
Just briefly. Did you hear what she said, sir? Just briefly.
It's super brief. You want to hear it? It's like 5 words, maybe.
Oh, a new quote from Sarah.
No, it's 3 words. Don't do TikTok. There you go.
It is a waste.
Advice I can give you.
I guess it depends on with everybody, but I mean, my thing is just be true to yourself. Always be true to who you are, and just keep grinding on. If there's something that you're passionate about, keep posting, because you will get the videos that you get 4 views. I mean, I made a video. I spent literally I spent 6 hours just editing it. The Campolining.
Got 10 views.
I think I've got 21 views on it. But see, for YouTube, once you get to a certain point, those videos, they'll put them out in the algorithms,
Right.
and then you'll start. Stay true to yourself. Keep posting. If that's what you're passionate about, don't let others influence you. If that's what you're passionate about, stay true to yourself and keep doing what you're doing, because otherwise you'll lose that spark and that creativity of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And one of the best videos that I watch on YouTube, because I love to continue to be motivated and I love to trickle it his way, is someone said, hey, I was on YouTube, I was on there for months, I was busting my hump, doing all this stuff, nothing was coming of it, and he said, I had determined I was going to quit. And he said, I had 2 more videos that I already filmed, and I was just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna post them, I'm done. Like, it's too saturated.
Yeah.
And the second to the last one that he posted, it hit. And so all that time that he was waiting for, it finally happened. And he said, y'all, I'm making $50,000 a month now, and I'm still growing. So when I hear stuff like that,
You almost quit
Yep.
before it was too. You almost quit too
and
soon.
that was the point. That was the whole point of his video. Is he said, I almost gave up, and he said, my lifestyle is so different now.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to ever be James and I, because if I have that thought, and I actually had it about a month ago, I asked myself, what if this is it of what I'm doing, and let's take social media away, and I don't have that escape route. And I was very, very upset. And that's the issue, is James and I are awake, and we're trying to grasp for that next rung, and just about everyone is not. They're just like, nope, I'm good, I'm fine. Where I'm at, this is where I'm always going to be, just dead. And I hate that, but I'm happy for us, because we are trying to get ahead of
Because we know
everyone
this
else.
can get us where we want to be.
Yeah. So
Like a dolphin. Like a dolphin.
It's the first million that's the hardest, right? And then everything else comes
peaches
from
and cream after that.
there you go.
Yeah.
Peaches and cream. You were supposed to keep that brief.
That was brief.
I guess it was compared to everything else.
You've been talking more than me.
Shut up.
Well, before we move on, tell everybody where they can find you, what your social handles are, and how to follow you, and how to like your posts and all of that stuff.
Go to our website.
Well, mine is on TikTok and YouTube is. Don't know what to do with my hands. Doug the Unicorn. But then our Instagram is Doug and Sassy, because Doug and Sassy on Instagram is behind the scenes. Everybody posts the same stuff every platform. Facebook, TikTok, they all post the same video over and over again. So that's why at first we were kind of doing that with Instagram. We want people to see the real side of you, because you connect more with that.
Yeah.
So you get to see my kids and behind the scenes and us filming. It's different. So you're not seeing the same content over and over again.
Because that's what everyone does. What's the point?
Right.
Why should I follow you on TikTok and YouTube? You're all
See,
posting
same-
the same thing over and over. So you will never see one of our skits on Instagram, because it's pointless.
We have very, very rarely put but it's rare. 99% of the time it's behind the scenes, and I love that kind of stuff. Bloopers. Behind the scenes bloopers.
And for my stuff, go to YouTube. Go to my YouTube. I have Sassy Blue Sister, and then the other one that I'm working on as well. I have a total of 155 followers. Yeah, boy. Sassy Blue Travels.
And growing.
And growing.
And growing
every moment.
And it's super fun. We've been doing some very, very fun videos on there that I actually get super excited about, that my brain just, it turns on. And once that faucet is on, it's coming. And I just think that I already we're working on our baby watch hours, because that's our goals. We changed our goals again, and we're finally on the right path. We went to YouTube and we did all shorts. Wasn't getting us anywhere. And finally we're on the right path
Long
with
form.
YouTube and long form. And that's what we're really working on now. He's doing long form for children. We're still doing this, our regular skits, but on my Sassy Blue Travels channel, we're doing very fun stuff. We're doing challenge videos.
Because you get your watch hours from long form, but then you pick up a lot of followers from shorts.
Yeah.
So then that's what we figured out with that. So it's.
You're giving away all the secrets.
Well, but the thing with YouTube is it's not easy. That's why everybody sticks with TikTok, because you can become famous overnight, and then people try to go to YouTube, and it's very difficult, and they're like, nah, this sucks, and they go back. That's why if you get 10,000 followers, you're in the top, 1%?
In the top 3% of YouTube with 10,000 followers, and people don't know that.
And if you have over 1,000 followers on YouTube, you're in the top 10%.
We're already in the top 10.
I have 1,300 followers on YouTube. How many do you have?
I don't know, 1,600?
Is there always this competitive spirit?
Yes.
He's been trying to overtake me, and he will. I've told him all along that Doug the Unicorn, at the end of the day, he'll overtake me, and it won't matter. Because even though we're very competitive, because I know what Doug can be, and I've always believed in Doug since day one, and I know that you will be way bigger than me because you can affect everyone, especially the kids, and so we're working towards that.
One day at a time, one video at a time.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, we love what you guys bring to the community, and we love what you guys stand for. So thank you for being creators. Thank you for being creative people. And obviously, thank you for joining our podcast.
Well, thank y'all for having us.
Before you guys go, we do have one last segment that we would like, that we are asking of all of our guests.
Do we have to sing?
A little rapid fire. Got a little rapid fire questions that we want to throw at
Say
you.
rap. I'm like, yeah, James, we are singing. We got a
Like,
rap.
it's on. So do we want to go back and forth? So you guys both want to shout out the answers?
So is it like
Is it hands in the air
Or
or?
rapid fire questions. Ready?
So is it like a one word answer?
Short answer.
Okay.
Whatever you got.
We'll just go. Whoever says
Go
whatever.
for it. Everybody go for it. All right, number one. What was your favorite Mr. Sketch scented marker? Did you ever have those scented markers when you were a kid? Favorite scented marker?
We were too poor
or
for
color?
scented markers.
Yeah. We used to fight over a chicken leg for supper.
That's a
We
different question.
We never, we didn't have those. I don't even know what that is.
I'm not kidding. We were very poor.
Oh, they're too young.
They might be too young. They might be too young for us.
He ate crayon, so.
Oh, there you go. What was your favorite flavor of crayon?
Green.
Best. What place do you feel the most inspired?
The shower. I come up with ideas in the shower all the time. That's where
You're driving for me.
mine's the shower.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I'll have a beer in the shower, and my mind, because I can be alone in it. There's no kids, and it's quiet. I can think.
It's actually kind of scary because I'll get from one place to another, and I'll be so lost in that process that I'm like, ooh, I got to get this down right now.
Be rapid fire. Shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth and let them ask questions.
In the car.
Great. If you were a hero or a villain, what would be your superpower?
Oh, I want to fly. Oh, yeah.
I would want to be Jumper.
Oh, big jump.
No, Jumper the movie. He could be like on the other side of the planet. He had to know where he was. Like, do you know what I'm talking? Okay.
Yes, I know what you're talking
Is it like teleportation?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he could just be.
That would be awesome.
Because that's quicker than
No
Superman.
one even remembers that movie. It's so old.
Okay, well then.
Well, they don't. They also don't remember Mr. Sketchmark.
I guess I would be invisible.
At Bat Music, your walk-up song. Pikachu.
Ooh, that's
What
good.
would you say? What was it?
Your At Bat Music, your walk-up song.
Braves
You're
walk
picking
up.
it.
Man, why'd you have to ask me?
Party in the USA.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Pick that song.
Yes, I would. Or I'd do Friday by Rebecca Black.
He would do that one.
Friday.
Partying, yeah. Okay, what's
I
yours?
have no idea what mine would be. Oh, I like Sweet Home Alabama. That's a good one. That would get me. I
choice.
guess that's not super pumped up, but it would pump me up.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Would you rather travel to the past or the future?
Past. Because the future's only, since I've been alive to where I'm headed, it's gotten suckier and suckier. I'd rather go back.
I think so too. Dinosaurs would be cool to see.
Not that far.
It would be cool, though. One item that's on your bucket list.
Oh, I have so many. I have over 500.
Oh, you have them written down.
You actually
Yes.
have a physical bucket list. You're
Yes,
working
I do.
it down?
Yes, that is part of.
Is it constantly growing?
Their YouTube channel.
Mine's simple, skydiving. I want to go skydiving. That's a simple one for me.
Why did you say? I was gonna phone it in and say that one.
With or without the unicorn mask?
I thought you were going to say with or without the parachute.
That could be a skit.
Without, because if I'm running, sometimes the mask goes like this and I can't see. So it would be without.
I want a wedding crash. That is just one I
That would be
really
fun.
want to do.
Interesting.
That is one of my very first ones I put on. It's on my first page. I call it an OG one because I think it's
bucket
number
list.
3
That would be fun.
on the bucket list,
like
and
it.
is not scratched off yet. So I got to find a wedding to crash.
If you could live in a TV show, what show would it be? What show would you move into?
Oh,
gosh, I don't really watch shows. Oh, Mandalorian. I love Mandalorian. Is that considered a show? I mean, oh yeah, Mandalorian. Totally be there. That's my favorite.
I would have to really think on that one, but I will say
Do
that
not
one.
say Friends. If you say Friends,
I was going to say Everybody Loves Raymond. I love that show.
you can't. You already said it. You can't take it back. Next question. She loses.
Sweet or salty?
Oh, salty. Cookie, bag of salt and vinegar chips, salt and vinegar all day long.
I think you got Jennifer's.
And Pringles, do you like dill pickle?
Yes.
Do you know they have permanently brought back the Pringles dill pickle?
Really?
They took it away for years.
Never had a Pringles dill. How have I missed out on this?
That's it. I'm done with this podcast. I'm out of here.
I'm going right after we finish here.
They're amazing.
That's
Oh, they're
amazing.
so good.
Would you rather live the rest of your life in total sunlight or total darkness?
Oh,
sunlight.
sunlight. I'm a
That's not even a
butterfly.
question.
I need the sun. I need the roses. I need the wind in my face. Seth would be a
Well,
bat.
we have Florida in our veins. Seth would be a bat, yes.
I mean, I have Georgia in my veins.
You've got Florida in your veins, you idiot. Both our parents are from Florida.
Oh, right. I thought you meant where we were born. I was going to say, we were all born in Georgia, you idiot.
This is why we have to have shallow conversations.
This is supposed to be rapid fire.
No, the final question on your time to shine. Can you do any impersonations? Impersonate any famous people or any characters?
I can't.
So,
Listen, this is the one that Sarah was talking about. Elmo wants a number one. Doesn't he sound like he's choking and dying? Sounds like someone's got like a balloon around his throat. Like,
we have to tell the story about Batman. James used to answer the phone as Batman, and I got so strung out on believing him that one time I called him, he answered as Batman, Batman voice. And I tell him this whole story to Batman.
because I would go, what do you want?
And I would tell him, and I would say, well, can I talk to James? And he literally holds the phone away, calls for James.
Yeah, I would hold the phone away and be like, it's your sister. She wants to talk to you.
And then I repeated the story.
And then I would get on the phone. I would take a second and I'd go, hello? She would go, hey, I was just telling, blah, blah, blah. She started telling me. And I was like, she's actually telling me what she just told me. And then she's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
He's just so good at it, it would trick me. Your Batman is good.
But that's great. I like to do Scottish accents, you know.
nice.
So a lot of people think that Scottish and Irish are the same. But if you're Irish, they talk quicker and a little bit faster, like that. You see the difference now? Like I like accents. But not famous people? No.
Wait, one more. Please do it. Please do it. Your funny voice.
Oh, gosh. I can't even do that
Yes,
anymore.
you can, you liar.
It hurts my throat.
I don't care.
When I was younger, I used to talk and it would hurt my throat. But as I've gotten older, my voice has gotten deeper. It's harder to do.
He used to be much higher when he was.
I had a high-pitched voice.
And then he became Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Came back
Full
that.
spectrum.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I can't think of a better place to end.
Oh, man.
Well,
Go for it.
in honor of all of the positivity that you guys bring into the world, and we appreciate that, we have this little positivity unicorn for you.
You know what's funny is you don't, ever since it became Doug, you don't realize how much unicorn stuff is out there. And I'm always like, oh, look at that. Look at that unicorn. Look at that. I love unicorn stuff. Yes, thank y'all for this. I may be a tiny unicorn, but I believe in you. Go do your thing. I love it. I'm actually going to put this on my side-by-side. Keep it right there.
Positive unicorn.
Thanks for bringing all the magic into the world.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having us on. Thank y'all for everything y'all do for us. We appreciate that a lot. We talk about y'all all the time. We love everything y'all do.
Well, thank you. That's so nice. And we love working with you guys. It's always a fun day when
It's-
Doug and Sassy stop by the office.
Yeah, we enjoy it. I was like, yes, we can go do a podcast. That's our recognition. It's like, what's a recognition? Kim and I knew us to be on a podcast. That's my recognition.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today as we were inspired by Sarah and James, Doug and Sassy, as it is. So we look forward to sharing another episode with you soon. If you like what you hear, like and subscribe. And in the meantime, we hope you find plenty of reasons to be inspired, and we will see you next time.
Thank y'all.